We are finishing our last two examples in lesson 4.4 today. Okay, then you guys will have some work time. We've been factoring, right?
Yes.
If you go back, back to the first day, it was 1x squared plus bx plus c, product and sum into two parentheses, right?
Yeah.
Then we practiced with GCFs. Yesterday, at the top of this page, we looked at product of AC because there was an A value, and we couldn't actually get rid of that A value, so we did product of AC. The two right before this, we talked about perfect squares, right? I wrote on my notes yesterday that they were perfect square trinomials because they factored into two identical parentheses. Now, we've got a couple of special cases here. And this is what we're going to talk about here, factoring a difference of squares. So the terminology is difference of squares. And it's one of those things, once you understand how to do it, it's easy. You just have to be able to recognize it. So,
do you have a tiny screwdriver, perhaps?
Okay. I want to say yes, but I'm not sure. And I was getting ready to say, can you just wait till after the lesson?
I was trying to screw it back on. I just need to screw it.
I need to.
You know the difference.
That's right, hey,
I don't know if the screwdriver I have is tiny enough. You might have to go down to the nurse.
I could use my thumb.
Because the screwdriver I have is my handy dandy multi-tool hammer here.
I think that could work.
That's fancy.
Now, there's
Oh my gosh,
Just
gosh.
taking it apart.
pretty much. I think this is the smallest I get. I don't know if it's small enough or not.
Yeah, there's no
It might not be small enough. I'll have to check this. Okay. While Noah fixes his glasses. Okay, difference of squares. So when we talk difference of squares, what's difference mean in the math world? Subtraction. Okay. When we talk squares, we're talking perfect squares. So it's the difference of two perfect squares. Now, you should always start at the beginning and ask yourself, what's the first question in any factoring problem? Is there a GCF? So 25x squared minus 49. Is there a GCF?
Thank you.
Can I see it?
Is he being serious?
No, I swear I'm serious.
Oh my god.
Okay.
That's what I'm.
Okay. We will get through these two problems, I promise.
We got plenty of time. Anyone else have glasses?
Okay. So,
I do at home.
is there a GCF? No GCF. There's only X on the first one, no X on the second one. 25, 49, they don't have anything in common. What we need to notice here is that these are perfect squares. Can I take the square root of 25x squared?
Yes.
What is the square root of 25x squared? 5x, right? Okay, so that's one thing we want to notice. Can I take the square root of 49?
Yes.
Square root of 49 is 7. These are perfect squares, you should know. Your calculator can always help you. Is this a subtraction sign?
Yes.
Yes. So right there, for those reasons, perfect square, subtraction. This is what I call difference of two squares. Two parentheses. Square root of 25x squared is 5x. That goes in the front of each parenthesis. Square root of 49. Guess where that goes? 7 goes in the back of each parenthesis. One remaining question. We have to figure out signs. And here's what I'm going to ask. How do you multiply to get a minus 49?
One positive, one negative.
A positive and a negative. So one of my parentheses is 5x plus 7. The other parenthesis is 5x minus 7. So they're not identical parentheses. We can't write them as parentheses squared like we did yesterday. And we're done right there.
Wow.
The idea here is if you FOIL these back together, we'd have the first and the last. The outsides and insides are going to cancel each other out because we have opposite signs in the middle. What do you think?
Good.
It's very easy. The hardest part is recognizing when you see this type of factoring. When you get to this problem in homework, realizing I have no idea what to do, realizing this is what you do. Okay? So B, same first question. Is there a GCF?
No.
And I'll tell you no. 16 basically only divides by 2s and 81 only divides by 3s. So no GCF. So here's what we're checking. Can you take the square root of 16x squared? Yes, that's going to be
4x.
4x. Can I take the square root of 81?
Yes.
Yes, 9. Is this a subtraction?
It is indeed.
Okay, I'm checking though. If this is a plus sign, it doesn't work. All bets are off, okay? Do you know how to write your answer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 parentheses.
Works in the front and in the back.
Okay. Square root of 16x squared is 4x. That goes in the front of each parenthesis. Square root of 81 is 9. That goes in the back of each parenthesis. Plus and minus, because positive 9 times negative 9 is how I would multiply to get negative 81. You can memorize it just as opposite signs, but that's always my check of how do I remember? Oh, how do I multiply to get negative 81? And how do I get my middle terms to cancel each other out? Having a plus and a minus. Okay. Questions? You have lesson 4.4 homework to finish. I believe it's currently listed as due today. I may change that to due Monday. We'll see. But hopefully you should have started on it.